Okay, so are we live?
You're live now.
Hey everybody. So sorry about that. As you know, we seriously need to upgrade our equipment. So with that interruption in mind, I'm going to put out an appeal again. We have a PayPal. Actually, Stuart, why don't you do this because I forget what it all was about.
Okay, we have a PayPal where people are able to make donations so that we can get better equipment and get better stuff in order to do the live streams. We are also in the process of setting up a Patreon so people can subscribe to us and get little goodies every month and also help us in that way. And we are also, with our YouTube, we are trying to get to 10,000 views across all of our videos so that we can start monetizing them and getting money off of that as well. So every like, every share, every subscriber that we do get on YouTube helps us more than you can possibly imagine. I will provide, or I will share some of the links to this stuff later on so that it'll be there. And that's about it.
All right. So to go back, when I started the store, I started on a very limited budget. And if any of you knew how much I opened the store on, you would laugh and say, "You're a dreamer." Do you want to guess what I started the store on? Take a guess. That was more than $5. Take a guess. What kind of a sum people would start a store with?
500.
No.
10,000?
No.
Less?
Yeah.
5,000?
Less.
3,000?
Less.
1,500?
2,000.
Oh, wow.
I started this store on $2,000. That was my initial startup budget. And that had to cover everything from A to Z. So yesterday was our 5th month anniversary. I think it's pretty freaking amazing that the store has been here for 5 months with a $2,000 startup budget. I didn't want to borrow too much. I tried to downsize as much as possible, keep costs low. So with keeping costs low, laptops old and crappy and borrowed from my daughter. The webcam is donated from Stewart. So we're not asking you to donate $100. We're not even asking you to donate $25. If 10 people donate $2, that's a start of getting money to get better equipment because we are so committed to bringing you the best show we possibly can, and it is a learning experience. So if you've got an extra couple of dollars, please throw it into PayPal so we can get better equipment to bring you better shows and stop being so sketchy at the start of every podcast.
We'll eventually have a show where we don't have any problems, but we're not sure when that will be.
But we will get there. If a store can stay open on $2,000, a podcast can be done with $500. That's our goal. Right now, our goal is to reach $500 in donations. That doesn't have to happen today. We don't expect that.
No.
But I think we should set a goal, something to strive for.
Honestly, our current goal is $200. And with $200, we can get all the equipment that we need.
Oh, Melanie!
Wow.
We got our first donation. Yay, Melanie! Thank you.
195 to go.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to get an envelope. We'll start a little fund for
Yeah.
that. So thank you. That is really, really kind. And
Thank you
really
very much. We
appreciate it.
appreciate that.
So the ice has been broken.
Yeah.
Are we getting comments through? Can someone comment and let us know?
No comments, eh? I want to see.
But the comments are coming through my phone, aren't they? Anyways, so to go back to the things, besides our asking for everybody if you can contribute to build a community.
Yeah. But just to finish on that, I did the math, I did the research, and with $200, we were able to get 2 new, modern, high-quality webcams, a good mic for us to have her recordings, and we can probably also invest in some cables and some better hardware and software for the computer so that we can stop having so many issues as well.
And bring you a great show.
Yes. I think we have a comment.
Sue Martin says hi.
Hey Sue, how are you?
Hi, Sue.
You got your questions ready for Robin after a bit?
She picked the number 8.
Perfect. You'll find out at the end of the show whether or not it's you.
Oh, since we did have that disruption, we should probably mention that as well again.
All right. So for the people who are late coming, at the end of the show, we're going to do a free reading, and you have to choose a number between 1 and 40 and comment the number. Whoever has the right number will get a free reading at the end of the show. So, our big news. We are hosting Joan Baxter Saturday, December 16th for a book signing in the store between 1 and 4 p.m. She, I don't know if very many people are aware, she's been having some difficulties with, oh, Justin?
Crystal says hi, and I picked the number 13.
Perfect. Hey, Crystal.
Hi,
We'll
Crystal.
find out who wins at the end. The secret's killing me.
And Jacqueline chose 25.
Well, I don't think we need to know everybody's numbers till we get ready to do. Okay, because I'm expecting, hopefully, there'll be a lot of
Yeah.
interaction with that. So, but you can tell people who say hi because we love saying hi to them.
Okay.
All right, so to get back, because we have to go a bit shorter now, or else we're not going to get all Robin's information.
Yeah.
Joan will be here Saturday between 1 and 4. It's on the Facebook page. You can get all the information you need there. So we did cover YouTube. The Yule Party is our next community night at the Albion Park Community Center. It is a potluck, and it's just socializing. It's everybody getting to talk about whatever they want to and talking to their favorite people and just making merry. Starting in the new year, we're bringing you a lovely surprise. You want to
Yes.
tell them?
Starting in the new year, on top of having community nights, we're also going to start doing workshops so that people can start picking up some skills, some practices, and we want to start having community nights where people can, or workshops where people come and they can leave with something. So the workshops, we are still playing around with numbers a little bit. We are still playing around with ideas for what we're going to do. But there is going to be a cost associated with them, and that's just going to cover the cost of materials and the administration costs in order to set them up for everyone.
And the guest teacher's time is going to help with their time too.
Yes.
Everybody's time is valuable. So we're going to be in the Nebraska News tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow, that's what he's shooting for. So everybody buy a paper tomorrow. See if you can see us. And I want to put a little plug in for Jennifer Whitelight. She's an amazingly talented lady that does wonderful aura readings. We feature her here at the store twice a month. And, you know, she does walk-ins. She does readings at home. I can always get contact information if people want to book with her. And she also has been starting to do some Facebook videos of her readings. So that's something worth checking out. So, you know, please remember Zen.
She's also one of the local artists that we do feature here in the store, and she has several paintings here if you are interested in buying them. She's also having a promotion right now where if you have her as a friend on Facebook, you can get 25% off of the purchase of any of her paintings. So you can always come down to just look at her paintings and you maybe even buy one.
Yeah. She's beautiful work she does. Absolutely stunning. So, Robin,
It's finally our guest's turn to talk.
we have been promoting you all week on our daily readings.
Oh, well.
Excuse me. We've been blaming everything under the sun that's going wrong on Mercury retrograde.
Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde happens usually 3 times a year, and it's just a rough time for everyone. Your electronics are going to give you problems.
Our
like we
electronics
had
give us problems
tonight.
every week.
Your voicemails are not going to show up when they should. Any documents that you sign, if you just bought a house and you're signing a mortgage, please look at the fine print, check it, and check it again. If you're going out, and of course now it's December, everyone is into Christmas shopping mode. If you're thinking about getting a new cell phone, iPad, whatever, please wait. Please wait until January. You will be so much happier.
You might get better sales after the 22nd anyway.
Exactly. Well, Mercury retrograde is lasting from the 3rd to the 23rd.
Okay.
So, and usually it's that week or two before. I like to give it at least a week before and a week after. So I'm saying wait until January. If you're going out to buy a new cell phone, new laptop, whatever, any kind of electronic equipment.
So, do you have any advice on a personal level?
On a personal level, just make sure that anything that you're signing, make sure that you're looking
I mean,
over
like
it
with
really.
mood, like could people be more short with people's feelings or more arguments and?
Well, no, not really more arguments, depending on what's going on with your actual astrology chart, but or your moon sign even. But it's just a time when communication is not really well, not good at all.
So don't plan divorce.
No, not right now.
So you've got a bit of an intro on your astrology for
I
us.
do have an intro there, Carrie. And astrology has been around since about 2000 BC. the Babylonians used it for weather patterns, and then they realized that, okay, by the time they got through the 12 lunar cycles, then the moon was right back to where it had started to begin with.
That's kind of ironic.
So, and then we have our 12 astrological signs.
Stewart's runes lately have been doing a bit of weather prediction.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Interesting. So anyway, tonight's talk is about astrology, and I've always had an interest in astrology. What's that?
Oh, just
Oh.
comments. Hey, Ashley.
Anyway, I've always had an interest in astrology, and I've taken actually several years of astrology classes from Debbie Young. Debbie Young was once here in the Pictou County area. Anyway, your astrology chart is much more than your horoscope in the morning paper. Your horoscope, when you're reading your horoscope, that's your sun sign.
Oh.
And but your astrology chart, if they would like to see it, I don't know if they can see that or
We can just
not.
take it up close.
Okay, yeah.
But there's lag time, so.
Yeah.
So what chart are we showing here?
We're just showing just a fake chart. I didn't pick anyone in particular.
Do you guys want to comment and let us know if that's a clear view for you?
Yeah, it's good.
But anyway, that is your astrological chart.
You mentioned that our horoscope only shows or talks about our sun sign. Can you explain what a sun sign is?
Your sun sign, if you're born on June the 5th, then okay, you're a Cancerian.
Okay.
If you're born on December the 5th, you're Sagittarius. All your horoscope is showing you is just a generalized overview of
Okay.
that particular sign for that day. It doesn't take into account what we would call your rising sign, which is how you appear to others.
Okay.
And it also doesn't take into account your moon sign. Because whenever you are born, it's kind of a snapshot that is taken. And it says, okay, this person has this going on with all their planets. And that's why you have to kind of look at more than just your horoscope. Sometimes you look at your horoscope and say, hey, right on.
Mm-hmm.
And other times you're thinking, that is so not me.
There's a funny story about that one.
So-
Once, years and years ago, I managed to catch my horoscope on the radio because they go so fast and, you know,
Yes,
you're getting ready in the morning. And it said, oh, today's your lucky day, you're going to win. And this is when they still had bingo at the Celtic. And my mom's like, oh, Carrie, let's get a bingo tonight. And I was like, oh, sure, Mom, whatever.
Yeah.
First time in my life, and the only time in my life I won at bingo. I won $300 that night.
Oh, great.
I like that sun sign.
Yep. But that's it. So like I say, when you're listening to your horoscope or reading it in the paper, it's just a general view. And it may or may not click with you. So it just depends. But if you get your actual astrology chart done, which you just showed them a picture of the chart there, it's so much more. It gives you the big picture of you, your strengths, your weaknesses. It'll tell you if you're diabetic. It'll tell you if you're going to have problems with brothers and sisters, which a lot of us do. It's going to tell you just oodles of things in there. Maybe you've got a heavy foot. That's going to show up in your horoscope or in your astrological chart. If you're going to have drug interactions, things like that, that's going to show up in your astrological chart. So there's just so much that it can show you, and where your aggressive behavior is. But it's really an interesting study, and I don't know, one to me that it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's entertainment, but as well, it's worthwhile.
Insightful.
Insightful, exactly, insightful. So yeah,
Alice says hi from Colombia.
Oh, Anna, we love you. We miss you. You're our honorary Nova Scotia. She was an exchange student that met in the store. What a lovely person. She's so young, but so very excited about everything. So say hi, Anna, everybody.
Hi, Anna.
And that means our show is in Colombia.
Oh, good.
Sorry, in
Gotta like
England.
it. Gotta like it. So anyway, Carrie, I do the charts, and usually I do what is called the natal chart, and that's just your basic chart from when the day that you're born, that hour, that minute. That's what I do.
And you have to be fairly precise in that.
Well, I need their date of birth, I need their time of birth, I need their place of birth, and even 2 or 3 minutes can make a difference, really. in certain
The
aspects
degrees.
of that astrological chart. So it is important to have the actual time. And usually I give a snapshot too of what's coming up generally in the next 4 to 6 months. So, but as well, I think I was, you and I were talking before the show started, and where we had showed them the chart. And I'm sure a lot of people are looking and saying, what does all of that mean? I just wanted to give a little rundown because in your astrological chart, there's 12 different houses. We've got 12 different signs, we've got 12 houses. So I'll just give you like a quick,
What makes a house?
a house, your astrological chart is like 360 degrees. So your house is divided into, or your chart, I guess, is divided into 12 different houses. And those houses are each 30 degrees. So when you go all the way around there, but each house represents something different. Your first house is how you're going to appear to the public. And your first house might be altogether different than your son.
Oh, okay.
Your second house is that's your possessions, how you earn your money and how you feel about it. It's going to show there whether you've got a fear of poverty. Maybe you're the lady that has 20 or 35 cans of soup and you're the only one in the house. Your third house is going to be your siblings, short distance travel, brothers and sisters, early education, stuff like that. Your fourth house is home. That's home, that's where you feel comfortable, that's either your mother or your father.
So I do have a question. Do these houses have names? Because I
No,
noticed like
no,
Mercury.
No, these
Okay.
are just houses. These are just the houses. The fifth house is your children, that's fun, it's entertainment, it's romance, it's gambling.
I
It's
suppose
just-
making children can be entertaining.
Exactly. And your sixth house,
No filter.
that represents your work. And that's work as opposed to career. Work is like, okay, I have to go out and mow the lawn today. That's work. I have to fix the brakes on that car. That's work. But also it gives you your health and it'll give you small pets are in there. And just regular responsibility, people that you might be responsible for. And then we have your seventh house. Your seventh house, that's your partnership. Now that could be your husband, it could be your wife, it could be an important one-on-one relationship like with a parent, it could be a very special friend, but it's a special one-to-one relationship. And that's also, it's a house where you're going to see enemies sometimes there, so they will be represented there. The eighth house is interesting. It's one of taxes, death.
That's the house nobody wants to visit.
Exactly. Other people's money, sex, legal contracts, and lawyers. So
Sorry.
there's just so much.
We had a little mishap with the heat, so we really are cooking in here now.
It is rather warm.
So I'd like to open the door. Sorry, everybody.
So
I'm sorry.
anyway, sorry, Carrie. So yes, I'll continue on. We just got 4 more of these, and then I'll get into sun signs for you. So your ninth house, that is the house of long distance travel. That's your philosophy, it's religion, everything related to foreign travel.
Sorry, Rob.
Okay.
Our podcast never runs smoothly. Maybe just leave it open a little bit, because I know it's really loud and I apologize, but it's really hot. I asked Kyle to turn the heat off just a little,
Turned it the wrong way.
and he turned it on full
Oh.
instead of off, so
Leave this one open a little.
I'm cooking.
So, okay, and the ninth house too is, that would represent larger pets, like horses or whatever, where the sixth house would be the cat, the dog, the goldfish. And then you have your 10th house, which is right up at the top of the chart, and that is your career. That's how you're earning your money, and it's your standing in the community. It's also mother and father,
Open the door to vendors' bites.
and long-term aspirations.
Let the heat go back to them.
The 11th house is, that's going to represent your friends. your friends, groups, organizations that you might belong to, your dreams and your wishes. Publishing is also in there, hidden talents. And then finally, we have the 12th house, and the 12th house is like your subconscious. It's things that nobody gets to see or know about. It's that's hidden, and it shows there like possibility for spiritual advancement and growth and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's like I say, it really gives you an all-around view of everything from how you're earning your money, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, your partners, your dealings with joint finance, standing in the community, to what organizations you're associated with. So it's a lot.
It is a lot. So I'm gonna take a moment. Do we have any questions about the houses from the audience? Anything that people want to know there?
No comments. Yeah.
So we'll just wait, and as the comments come, the boys will let us know.
I have one.
Jim has a question.
Sure.
Do you read counterclockwise or clockwise?
Counterclockwise. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Your first house is right here,
Okay.
and then your second, your third, etc. You're going around that way.
Okay.
That's a good
See,
question.
it'll actually show. You see in the very
Oh,
in the very
okay, I'm
center.
sorry.
Yep. Yep.
So what do the houses mean? You told us what will happen, but what influences the activities in those houses?
The different planets going through all these houses. Like the moon doesn't stay in one sign any more than 2.5 days. So every time that moon moves, it's affecting some other place in your chart. So it's
That's what I was trying to
Yeah.
ask earlier, Adele. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have very limited knowledge with astrology. I freely admit that, and that's what I was trying to ask when I was saying like by the names of the planets, the names of the houses.
exactly
What I was wanting to know is the influence.
Yeah, it wasn't actually the names of the houses, but what's going through there.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like, yeah, if there is, say, Mars is in your third house, you're getting down the highway and lo and behold, there's the blue light flashing behind you because you've got a heavy foot,
Okay.
and like that can happen.
Perfect.
So it is. It's just like I say, it's a very interesting study.
It is. I think it's really, really interesting because we're not getting many comments. I think everybody's listening.
Oh. So did you want to discuss any of the sun signs then, Carrie? Like the actual sun signs, like whatever sign you're born under.
Well,
Like-
this is your talk. and
Oh,
I'm just-
okay.
We're all just informing questions where we get curious.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's just go through the actual 12 different signs of the zodiac. So first of all, we have Aries. It's the first one.
My twins are Aries.
Are they? That would be fun. Both of them trying to be first.
Yeah, and that's the
And
best
very
description.
competitive.
I always put it that they were constantly in competition with each other. Both of them they've always been trying to be first.
Very competitive.
Yeah.
Very competitive. They're natural leaders, and
I
they
think they're
go
cusp
where.
too.
Yeah.
They were born April 19th.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I think they're cusp.
They start things for other people to finish.
Yes.
That's what they do.
Especially their chores.
They become, oh, well, that's not just them. They become bored and they want to move on to the next best thing.
Actually, while we're talking about the twins, can I take a moment to ask everybody to send some light and love to Ashley? She's over at the hospital right now she has appendicitis.
Oh,
So if you could all just take a minute to send some thoughts and prayers and light and love her way, we really hope it's not. Appendicitis is really scary for our
Yeah.
family.
Oh.
When my eldest daughter was 14, we nearly lost her because her appendix ruptured and it wasn't being treated as appendicitis. So I know for everybody else it's like a childhood illness, but we came so close to losing her. It's like
very scary.
she had a
Yeah.
fantastic surgeon. So with her possibly, she's got all the symptoms of it. So just send her some light and love.
Oh,
And we'll keep you posted when I know more.
okay. So getting back to your twins then, they are impulsive, aggressive, forceful.
Actually, the ironic thing is one is more aggressive, the other is more passive.
That would be just that difference in a couple of minutes as far as their birth chart would go.
There's both
Yes.
6 minutes difference between them.
Exactly. And 6 minutes difference, that could mean a whole lot.
Well,
That
one's
could mean a
more,
whole lot.
way more aggressive, one's way more
Yeah.
passive. But they both, I don't want everybody to think they have so many wonderful qualities. They're such loving and caring
Yeah.
people.
Oh, sure.
I'm not bagging on the kids.
Yeah. No. But anyhow, so then we get on to the next sign, and that is Taurus.
No, that's
Taurus.
Kyle. Kyle's Taurus.
Taurus the bull. That's all right. Slow and steady does the race, Kyle.
You're right.
They like the good things in life, and they focus on acquiring material possessions. They like beautiful things, whether it's art, music, nice clothing. They're known to be quite stubborn.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one.
I have to say, we are. I have a lot of Taurus in my actual chart, but they are very loyal.
I'll agree with
And
that.
sometimes they burden themselves with other people's problems,
I'll agree with that.
and they can be a little on the jealous side.
I don't really find you were ever really jealous.
No.
Would you consider yourself jealous?
No. Not
But then again, he had 4 sisters taking everything from him constantly.
Didn't have a chance to be jealous.
No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
So, okay, then we move on to Gemini. Gemini, they have the quick minds and they're curious about everything. But a major problem is they don't really have a lot of self-discipline. But these are the jack of all trades, master of none. That would be your Gemini, because they like to try it. They want to try it all. And when they're involved with many things at the same time, they're just in their glory. That's what they like. They have to learn calmness because they're actually in danger of burnout with the nervous system. But they are witty, they're intelligent, and they're just, great conversationalists.
So you're getting Cancer. I see that in your paper. I have a
Yes.
question for you. I've been told that Cancer is the most psychic sign and that Capricorn is the second most psychic sign.
Cancer is a very psychic sign. Capricorn, yes, but maybe not as much. I would say any of your water signs, and that would be your Cancer, your Scorpio, your Pisces. Because they seem to, I don't know, I guess the emotions seem to come to them that pull, and they seem to be very, very psychic. But there's so much more in the actual chart that would indicate different things as far as psychic ability goes, as far as intuitive.
So someone told me you're not quite true.
What's that?
Well, Cancer being the most psychic sign, Capricorn being the second most psychic sign.
I wouldn't go with Capricorn for the second one, but
But
you
they're
know
up
what?
there.
But they're up there. Yeah, they're
All right,
up there.
Jim.
Yeah,
You're good. You're golden.
he does have psychic ability. Sorry, I'll backtrack on that because I did write that on the back of your paper. But
So why
anyway,
does he, Robin?
what's that?
Why does he?
Because of something that's in his chart alone. So
In a different house?
in a different house. Yeah.
I understand women's intuition.
That's what it is.
Well, there. Yeah.
So I'm Cancer.
Okay, so Cancer, this is domestic activity. This is the nurturing sign, the
Five
homemaking. What's that?
5 kids.
Well, there. Very sensitive and defensive. Anybody pick on your kids? Oh, you're gonna fight them.
Oh my gosh.
You're gonna fight them.
It got so bad at North Nova, I actually had to call the school every time before I went down.
Oh,
You want to mess the
Mama
tiger.
Bear. Yeah, Mama Bear.
Yeah, honest to God, they told me at the school, Miss Stewart, can you please let us know when you're coming? I'm like, why? So we're prepared. Okay.
Okay, be forewarned. But you've got a deep sense of responsibility towards others. Noted for being diplomatic. You want to be fair to everybody.
Oh, fair, yeah, but
Yeah.
diplomatic, I don't know. There's no filter.
Oh, I don't know about that. Anyway, you seldom fail to achieve your goals. So that's a good thing.
Story's gonna work.
Patriotic, good memories. And most of the time you want to do things on your own.
That sounds like me.
Yeah.
I don't know what's good memory though. Melissa, Trina,
Not saying a word.
Jordan,
Jared.
Jarrett. Sorry,
No.
I actually got it right. Oh my gosh, I was trying to get it wrong and I got it right.
Oh.
That's bad.
She forgets everyone's name.
I just call everybody honey.
So then going on to the next one, we've got the Leos. And they are generous and they love the spotlight. And once in it, they want to shine. They're very independent and they give generously of time, money, knowledge. They can be frank and a little bit outspoken at times. Sorry, guys, that's just what we're like.
Are you a Leo?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'm listening. No, Scorpio.
Oh,
That
okay.
makes sense.
Dislike repetition. They have reckless courage, but they do not like to fight unfairly. Like they would not be part of a gang and say, okay, we're going to beat up on Johnny down the street. No, they're not going to do that. Those who disagree with Leo should be very tactful, because as long as our dignity remains intact, then we're okay. But if our dignity isn't intact, look out, the claws are coming out. So the next one we have is Virgo. Virgo are the workers. They are meticulous, detail, and more detail.
I'll agree with that. My mom and my husband are both Virgos.
Yep. Very practical.
Mm-hmm.
Very practical. But if somebody asks too much of them, they don't have a problem saying no.
I'll agree with that.
They'll work. They'll do their work. Lovely. And two, Virgo rules health and food. They're very, very keen on health. Like they want to know that that their health is going to be in good shape.
The Virgos that are in my life, they'll go like full tilt, but when their back is up, they're unmovable
Yeah, exactly.
in what they'll get.
Actually, in Virgo, when they do get stressed out or whatever, it's almost not good for them to eat. Because because when they eat, it just seems like, I don't know, the food is almost like a poison to them. It's harmful to them when they're angry or really, really in extreme anguish. They shouldn't be eating, just leave it be. And their workmanship is really, really good. Because Virgo is just, they're the sign of the workers. And very detail oriented. So that's the first 6. Kyle, do we have any questions there?
No questions, but Crystal said sending love.
Thank you, Crystal. Hey, comment and let us know how your dentist trip went today, because we were sending you light and love all day. But we'll wait for that.
Okay, so we'll go on to the next ones then. Next is Libra. Libra is charm and grace, and Libra is the community. They want everyone to work as a group. They don't want to work alone. They don't want to be alone.
I got a question for you. When we were talking about my stuff earlier, right?
Yes.
And we were having a little root around. One of my houses was in Libra.
Your rising sign was in Libra.
Okay.
How you appear to the world.
And I'm just thinking, so we may be born with one specific sun sign, but how the other signs interact with our natal chart can influence. So even though I'm Cancer, I can have certain Libra characteristics.
Exactly. You'll have Libra characteristics always anyway, because that's how you're appearing. Right from your time of birth, you're always going to have those Libra characteristics.
Okay.
So somebody might say, oh, well, she seems like more Libra than a Cancerian. That's because at that time, they're seeing more of the Libra qualities.
Okay. So that can happen to everybody. We can all carry different traits
Exactly.
depending on where it is in the position of our birth.
Exactly. My son and daughter, one is a Cancer and one is a Taurus, and both of them have their sun in the 12th house. The 12th house, like we said, it's hidden. You don't see that Natasha is a Cancer. You don't see that my son is a Taurus. All you see is the other part of the chart.
Okay.
So it is, like I say, it's a group of everything. Anyway, getting back to Libra, they've got the strong sense of justice and fair play. They rarely express anger, but when they do, watch out, because they don't leave anything unsaid. They can be very direct. And our next one is Scorpio. And you said you're Scorpio? Scorpio, willpower and intense emotional desires. And Scorpio, too, is a water sign.
Robin, I'm going to interrupt for a second. We
Sure.
got a question. Jessica McDonald. We were talking on the podcast about Mercury retrograde and stuff.
Yes.
And we've got a comment, Jessica McDonald. I don't think she's watching, but what she says is, I don't know much about this, but I was listening to what you and Jennifer Whitelight had to say today. Would this be a change in the mood and such if you were born in any of these days? So if people were born during Mercury retrograde, would it affect them as much?
It would go one of two ways. Either it would affect them a lot, or since they were born with it anyway, they're used to it. You know, they're used to it. It wouldn't matter to them. But for those of us who aren't born with Mercury retrograde, then you find it rough. Like, you know that this is coming 3 times a year, and it's like, oh no, because appointments are missed. You'll get your times wrong. You know, there'll always be something.
It's communications.
It's communications, and Mercury ruling communications, and that's what it is. Any kind of communications. It doesn't matter if you're traveling somewhere or if you're supposed to be on Skype with someone. There's going to be something happen that it's going to be frigged up for one reason or another, and through no fault of our own. We'll blame it on Mercury. But anyhow, so we were talking about Scorpio. Sorry. And yeah, Scorpio act with all their willpower. So it's a good idea for you guys to just kind of have a goal in mind to begin with. Because like once you set your will, I'm going to do whatever, come hell or high water, it's going to happen. Tremendous staying power, and they see things through right to the bitter end. They don't like to see weakness in anybody, and you don't like to see it in anybody else either. So, very secretive. How many Scorpios does it take to change a light bulb? None. They'd rather stay in the dark. Sorry.
We're froze,
No
or
idea.
Oh. Are we
Still
frozen?
alive, though. Yeah.
so our audio is probably still going.
Yes.
Okay, so we're still
Video
gonna,
probably too on their end.
we're frozen on our end. I don't know how it's appearing to you guys. So can someone comment and let us know? And we're just gonna keep going forward and
sure.
hope that it catches up. We're gonna be a bit slow on getting your comments. We apologize for that, but we'll answer them as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And we're gonna finish this,
yeah.
and then we're gonna do the reading, and we're gonna ask you to come back again another night. I hope you're
Oh.
having fun tonight.
I am having fun tonight.
I'm thinking we might need to start making the shows like an hour and a half
Oh
long.
my golly.
Or you can just go as long as we need them.
I think set times are better.
Well,
True,
Yeah.
but if
I'm Cancer, I like set times.
I'm just thinking, there have been times where we have gone over an hour, and at the same time, though, we don't have enough discussion left for another hour long or half hour long, even. So
I
Yeah.
think with astrology, we have no problem finding more information.
oh well.
Anyways, we'll talk about this tomorrow because
Yeah.
this doesn't really need to be on the air.
So anyway,
Are
that
we
was
getting any
Scorpio.
comments?
So now we'll go on to the next one, being Sagittarius.
Aren't you Sagittarius?
no, Virgo, cusp, Libra.
Oh.
Oh, I've been like Stewart Sagittarius, so I can mention you. Darn.
So Sagittarius are the serious thinkers, and they're concerned with the well-being of society. They're into philosophy, religion, foreign travel. Like they love to travel long distances. They really enjoy that. They don't have a subtle approach, and yes, you better have a thick skin if you have them as a friend, because out with it, good, bad, or indifferent, it really doesn't matter. But that's just them. That's just the way that they are. I have a brother that's a Sagittarius, and yes, there's been different times when he's just spoken right out. And I don't know, for myself, I would have probably been shivering in my shoes, but for him, it was a non-issue. Non-issue. They travel far and fast. Women of this sign are not really keen on the domestic chores, and I have a Sagittarius friend, or Sagittarius rising friend, and the only reason she has a fridge, she said, is that it came with the kitchen. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it at all. So it is. It's kind of funny, just the different little quirks that some of them have. Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn does, yep.
And I have a Capricorn daughter, yep.
Capricorn do have really good intuition. Although I would say as far as they've got intuition, yes, but psychic ability, I don't know. I'm going with intuition more so than psychic. But anyway, they want independence, pillars of the community, practical affairs. Capricorn is all about there's a job to do, let's get it done. Good capacity for hard work and neat and methodical. Very neat and methodical. Oh, no, he's shaking his head, no. Anyway,
I'm thinking it depends on where the other houses are located.
where the other planets are located, exactly. You give the appearance of being meek and mild, but you can take the boss's place the snap of a finger without even blinking. That's just the way it is. They have a fear of being dependent on others in their senior years. So Capricorn are very, very mature and I would say like a pillar of the community. So, and I don't know if your
Me
buddy
as well.
there is agreeing
I'm
that.
also a Capricorn.
Oh, is that
Are
right?
you?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. The Capricorn is very, I don't know, very community oriented as well. Like, you know, that standing in the community. Hey.
The neat part
No.
Terry, are you neat?
have to be, my mind gets disorganized when I'm not.
Oh,
So we
no.
got two Capricorns,
Yeah.
one neat,
Yeah.
one's not so.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm curious to know where their other houses were.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so our next one is Aquarius, the humanitarian. Very, very determined and stubborn. I think they kind of get a bad rap, but you know, all us fixed signs do. But anyway.
What do you mean fixed sign?
Fixed sign. Well, you have your Taurus and you have Leo, you have Aquarius. These are all fixed signs. They don't really like to, go too far off of their comfort zone. Like if they dig in and say this is what they believe, you can tap dance across the floor and try and make them change their mind. I doubt it's going to work, but you can try.
Okay.
If their Mercury is in a fixed sign, which would be their communication and their thinking, it doesn't matter. This is what I believe, and you can tell me that the moon is made of green cheese, and I'm telling you, it's orange cheese. There's no way. You're not going to change my mind.
Okay.
So it is. It's
So
just
stubborn.
stubborn, very stubborn. Yeah. And unfortunately, we do it. It's just one of our quirks. But anyway, they enjoy going to where there's people. And if they don't go to where there's people, the people are coming to them. So it's just that kind of a thing with Aquarius. Yeah. They like to observe in sports rather than be right in it. If you're going to have a sports person, they're more likely going to be an Aries. An Aries would love to be right in there. Hey, first and foremost. They can give the appearance of being calm, but inside they could be just almost feeling ill. They have a good memory, and they love freedom. Aquarius loves freedom. And they are really good, tireless workers. So, and then we come to our last one, Pisces. Pisces are the sensitive people. They absorb the feelings of other people. They've just got, to me, Pisces would be a very psychic sign. They can almost get the vibes or the feelings of people that are in the room with them. But the one thing with Pisces is they really don't have a strong willpower. So they have to learn to kind of stand up for themselves and stand on their own, because if not, other people can kind of take advantage of them or, give them a push in the wrong direction. They're not very combative. They don't usually get into a lot of sports, but depending on what else is in the astrological chart. And they can either be strongly optimistic or very pessimistic. And
Highs and lows.
yeah, highs and lows. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they can be a little bit on the stubborn side. But all in all, so yeah, any of the planets that are in your chart, they make a connection one way or the other. It can be good and it can be bad, or it can be just something that's going to kind of teach you to work a little bit better with, say, organizations, teach you to work a little bit better with children, teach you to work a little bit better.
But it could also highlight your strong points.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
Where to start from, where
Yeah.
to focus on. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sorry, I cut you off again.
No, that's okay. So anyway,
So that's like simply fascinating information.
well, like I say, it really is. And all your signs too, like right from Aries down to Pisces, there's certain parts of the body that those signs rule. Like Aries would be your head, your eyes. Taurus would be your throat.
Hey man, hey mom. So, you're gonna come in January and do a community night
Yes, I am.
with us,
Yes.
and you're gonna have more information.
Mhm.
And also, I would definitely love to get you back to do another podcast. You're awakening in me a real love of astrology. I can't see me ever wanting to do it,
Oh.
but I find it fascinating to learn about and how it interacts so much in so many different ways that we
It
didn't
does.
know, where I didn't know.
Yeah, it does. Well, like I say, it just affects your everyday life, from everything from your kids, your home, your job, your health, your cat, your dog, your standing in the community, what organizations you're belonging to, whether or not you'd like to play guitar, whether are you going to live here or are you going to live far away from home? If your moon is in, say, in the 9th house, chances are you're not going to live handy home.
Oh, so people
No.
that go away.
People that go away, a lot of the time, like, I know people that have one child, and that one child is way, way, way far from Nova Scotia, and you're thinking, gee, but that's what it would be the moon would be in that 9th house. Just,
So, I think we're gonna start. Get ready for the reading. I also want to say, I can't remember if we said it or not at the first of it, but in January, Robin is going to start taking bookings for people's natal charts.
yeah,
Can get a hold of us, and we can set it all up for you. And she'll need very specific information.
I'll need their time of birth, their date of birth, and what city or town you were born in and province, whatever, like specifically where you were born.
All right.
I'll make a post up later that will outline what information is needed.
It's kind of just a little Christmas present, letting people know now that at the store they can start getting their natal charts done.
Yes, exactly.
And I know I'm going to be like a first person. My name's going to be at the top of that list.
Oh, well.
I'm really curious
Yeah.
to learn. I just find it so fascinating. So, with that being said, and I know it's getting up there on time, and I really think we might want to start considering doing an hour and a half or 2 hour, because we always lose time. So, has everybody got their guesses in on the number? Pick a number between 1 and 40 for your free reading. Next week, it will be Stewart doing a free room reading. And we're going to give a couple minutes if Stewart or Robin want to say anything to let the last minute people, and everybody here is excluded because you already know the number.
Yeah.
And we'll give it about 3 minutes for people to put their numbers through, and we'll do the free reading. Is there anything else either of you two would like to add, or any questions?
Well, I was going to say, Carrie, was just about the charts, that it would be like just the basic natal chart, and it would give 4 to 6 months in the future as to what's coming up. So,
Okay, but
and I
it
will leave some business cards here for you so that you can,
gives a little bit of information about where each of your houses
Yeah,
are
where-
and how it applies to you.
how it applies to you. Just information that is, it's all about you.
But
It's
it's-
about you and what's coming up.
It's going to be written in a way that a person whose
Oh,
mind is
yeah.
completely mundane with
Well,
astrology can understand about
Exactly,
themselves.
because, if I tell you your sun is in your 3rd house, what does that mean?
Well, I'm
It
just,
doesn't mean anything to you. You want to know something concrete about that.
yeah, well, I would rather pay to have a chart that I can understand, or even written words, instead of very fancy looking papers that I'm like, oh, wow,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
make a great poster.
we
No,
got-
It's
Eva.
gibberish.
Anne Lawrence said, how much for the charts?
Tell her to give the store a call.
Give the store a call. We're still working out the pricing for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just looking at taking this in. It's an idea forming, and it was kind of like a Christmas present to let us know now.
Yeah.
So, Ann, come see me at the store or Stewart, and we will start working all that out.
Yeah.
So, has everybody had time to make their guesses? Have you had any more people guessing?
To say there. Sorry, I kind of.
No, I don't have anything to say.
So, all right, I'm going to put the number up that I chose so you can see it. I picked number 25. Whoever guessed 25, you are going to get a free reading tonight. So you have to go through the comments.
I believe there was one person who did guess that I'm aware of that we mentioned earlier.
Live finish track.
Yeah, but if there's someone else there.
Can't scroll down the comments.
Okay.
Pretty sure Jacqueline guessed 25.
But did anybody else guess 25?
No, it's just Jacqueline.
There's a bunch of congrats to Jack.
All right, Jacqueline, if you're home watching, you're usually at Cadets. We're going to do a daily reading for you. Justin, can you pass me that binder case, the zipper binder case up there, just so I have something to lay my cards out on. And don't forget, you can always come see us in the store for room readings, tarot readings, palm readings, aura readings. And next week, we're having Jennifer Collins.
Yes.
And she will have a day in January where you can book appointments with her too.
Mhm.
She's a psychic medium. So we're always trying to find what you want
Horizons.
and bring in other people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of messages, so it's too many. It's like 5 cards. So that was me being careless, or Mercury in retrograde.
Mercury retrograde, I would say.
See, I'm not making any mistakes until the 23rd. It's all Mercury retrograde.
Push it out right through to the end of the year if you
Okay.
can.
All right, Jacqueline, let's see what the cards have to tell you. Oh my, 7, 8 of Wands. We have the Tower. Seven of Swords, not a very happy card. And the World. So, 8 of Wands, and I'm a little bit nervous. I'm always nervous, and I'm totally blanking. Too much information. What did I say that was? 7 of Wands?
Yes.
So, which is kind of with the Tower and the choice. 7 of Wands is sensible approach. There's something that's going on in your life right now, so you and I are going to talk when I get home, that is making life difficult for you. The Tower indicates that, the World indicates that, and it's all down to your choice. So, as I said, you and I are going to have a little talk when you get home. When I get home, sorry. It's not bad or anything like that. I'm just getting concerned after. See, now I find out my kids' secrets when I look at their cards. So maybe there's some sort of an issue at school. I don't know, but you and I will have a little heart-to-heart and see what's going on in your life. And maybe it's just you're nervous. Jacqueline is going to be starting here tomorrow on a work placement for school.
Oh, okay.
And maybe you're just nervous about that. Maybe you're just nervous about living with me and working with me. You know, so we'll see what's going on.
The fun of
and-
growing up with your parent being a fortune teller.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, that makes you kind of a target at school for the people that think that's super cool, or for the people that are like super Christian and get back Satan's child. Do you know what I mean? And what did I say? The 8 of Swords?
7.
7 of Swords? So, 7 of Swords is leaving something behind. I think you and I both know what that is. So, it's about choice. There's a hard road ahead, and the outcome is in your hands. You actually have control about that, and leaving something behind. So, yeah, we'll have a big old heart-to-heart. And I don't normally use my cheat sheet, but anybody who knows me really well knows how horrible it is for me to be on camera, and I get really nervous, and then
I
all the
totally get it.
information floating around with you.
Yeah, no,
So,
I totally
I
get
just
that
need
too.
that little backup because there's 1,000 squirrels happening right now.
That's, yeah, I know. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, it's in my houses. It's in one of them, and it's Mercury retrograde's fault. Everything's Mercury retrograde's fault.
Blame it all on that.
So Stewart's will be the reading next week.
Mhm.
And so I think we'll follow the same format. Pick a number. Stewart will pick his number at the first of the show. And some lucky viewer is going to receive a free reading from Stewart next week.
Okay.
And what'd you say the podcast was next week?
Jennifer Collins.
Jennifer Collins,
Psychic
okay.
Media.
Great.
So
she's
she's-
on the podcast.
Yep.
Okay.
She is going to be our guest speaker. But in the new year, we'd love to have you back.
Yes.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah,
much
yeah,
fascinating
no.
information. You're gonna have a busy schedule. Doing the community night, doing the podcast, doing the natal charts.
But you know what? It's all good. It's all good.
It
It's
is.
all good.
So unless
So-
we have any more questions or comments, I am gonna sign off. I kind of want to go check on Ashley.
Yeah.
What?
Make a plug for Mystic Mike also.
Oh yes,
Oh.
in the new year, I haven't got a date confirmed, but Mystic Mike will be joining us on a podcast. There's someone else. I can't remember now. It'll come to me. You know, when I start learning to write things down.
Website.
What's Mike talking about?
I don't know yet. He's really busy this time of year, and so we're gonna get in contact in the new year and have him then. You know, he's been around a lot longer than me, so I told him choose your topic.
Yeah.
You know, you have a lot more information. You have a
So
lot more
he's going to do a
experience.
podcast or a community night?
A podcast.
Podcast, okay.
A podcast.
Yeah, please put that on your website.
Oh, we put
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
on the website.
yeah.
So is there any more
Book signing or?
that we already
We
talked about
mentioned
at the
that
start?
Okay.
Any more comments?
Yeah, and Lawrence said this is so nice, and Jennifer said why my son won't let me read him.
I get you there. I
Yeah,
get you there.
yeah.
I don't think my
exactly.
son's ever let me read him.
Oh.
All the secrets come out. So I'm gonna say goodnight, all. Thanks for watching. We love you all, and remember, PayPal.
Yes.
Melissa's already started the donation, so we can bring you the best show possible.
Yeah.
Melanie, Melissa. Anyways, and drop by the store. Oh, next week we're getting stock.
Yes.
We're getting lots of stock next week. So, you know, we need your support. Help us grow, help us stay, help us keep bringing you new and fascinating and wonderful things. Shop local.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something, Jim?
Okay.
We'll talk after the camera's off.
All right.
All
So, do
right.
you have anything to add?
No, that's everything that I have to say, and I think it's time that we wish everyone a good night.
All right. Well,
Good night,
thanks for
everyone.
joining us, Robin.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And good night. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.
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 Good night, everyone.